So there's only one way the seal goes, and it's with this piece right here on top. It goes up here on top of the frame. It'll sit like that. And then you have the SD card slot. This is very important, these waterproof seals. The piece right here goes on the right side. This is the outer frame with the SD card slot holder. This holds the screen to the board, basically, and to the front frame. It's really what creates the waterproof seal between the glass and the plastic here in this rubber seal. This is very important. You have to thread this backlight cable up through here, otherwise it won't fit on right. After you thread that, on this particular screen it has a double flex cable to connect for video display, and this is your digitizer, this long cable. It feeds under the plastic frame and comes out through this large hole here. And you have to make sure not to break the connection between the digitizer and the glass. And it will make a like authoritative click, like a. When you have that click, you're good. See, it will come flush like that. And this is your GPS antenna. Don't forget to connect it, it happens a lot. Alright, so now essentially we take the completed frame and we're going to put it in the front unit with these screws. It's very simple, it lines up by itself. You need to make sure the SD card slide lines up perfectly. If it's not lining up right, don't force it, because there's only one way it goes. And you probably have it the wrong way if you're not doing it. Alright, so put the screws in. You can see here, all the screws are in all around the frame. And this one has two flex connectors. Other ones will have a cable that will plug into the back of the board. So you digitize the cable, your SD card, your backlight, that, your GPS, and your control buttons are over here. So you're going to want to take this, bring these up like that, and then put them into the actual board. Okay, once you get them in, there's a little lock, they kind of lock into place. Make sure all your ribbon cables are above the board when you start putting the board down. The board has a couple places where it clicks into place. It's these clips on the side here, and here, they're all around the board. There's also some standoffs that are inside the board that will hold the board a little bit away from the screen. So I like to start left to right and go all the way around. Start with the GPS. Touch. SD cards. backlight. And the control board, the basic front buttons essentially on the plastic. Now there's 2 screws here that will hold the software board down. They're right here. You have to be careful not to over tighten these screws, but you want them to be tight, just not too tight. Alright, Alright, now at this point, I'm going to take the seal. It only goes one way. It's this little rubber piece. It goes on the bottom right. It kind of locks into the plastic. Like that. You want to push all the corners here, like so. These 4 corners. Also, there are seals, these little rubber seals that go around the connectors here. You're going to need to make sure to put those on before you close the back. It's very important, otherwise water can leak in. And that's about it. We're going to put the back on and test it. Alright, now we're going to put these nuts on these ports back here. Go through, and you want to tighten it with a crescent wrench. Not too tight, but tight. A little more than hand tight, basically. That's it. Okay, now we're going to give it a little power to test it. Bingo. Okay. Now we're going to actually test the ports and functions. We connect all of our cables we currently have here. New transducer, LSS1, and SIMnet. And then the network, the NEMA network. gonna have to switch this network cable between one and the other. So let's test the sonar. And you see we're getting depth 1.5. That's approximately the depth that we're getting as long as it's under 3. It's for the water in the bucket. That's a good reading. And water temp is about 60 degrees in here. Or the water is. Let's go back. This is structure. So we're getting good data. The range has automatically gone to 8 feet, which is about, I think, one of the lowest it goes to. And then we'll change source to test. If the LSS1, now we see the LSS1 available to us. We'll check it to make sure we're getting data as well. We are, so that's good. Go back home. And now I want to see the network. Let's see if I have everything on the network. Okay. Go to settings, network, device list. The wrong network cable plugged in. Because we're indoors, you'll get this error. It doesn't matter. It can't get a GPS fix inside. You have to be outside. Okay. Now I plug that in. You'll see we have the RC42 rain compass, which is which we're going to give you. And it's one of these right here. This guy. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. Okay. And that's that. The next test would be to take it outside and to go ahead and test the GPS function of this. We're not going to do that here, but I will show you how to do it. Go to settings, satellites. Click satellites. You'll do this part when you're outside, and you'll start getting bars come here. And these bars are frequency. They're the signal of the satellite, how powerful the signal is. And when you get 4 blue bars is a lock, and you'll see also appear in fixed instead of it saying searching. You'll see it say 3D, and that's the most important part. As long as you get that means your GPS you connected up top here earlier in the process is good to go. You don't have to change it. Sometimes you do need to change your GPS. It's very rare, but it does happen. Okay, and we'll go ahead and power it off. And that's it.